Well, YouTubers, I'm hoping that by now you're able to add your polynomials without any problems at all, either using algebra tiles or using your combining like terms we discussed in the last video. This time around, we're going to worry about subtracting. And since you already know how to combine like terms, this is not going to be a hard process. There's just one extra step. So let's go ahead and take 3x squared plus 4x minus 4. And this time we're going to subtract 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. I'm going to try and see what that equals. I guess I should move that so that you can see the entire answer when we get to it. I'll just write it down underneath. Let's go ahead and do our 3x squared. And we've got 4x's. And then we've got a negative 4 is our first polynomial. Our second one is 2x squared minus 3x and minus 2. Now, I made these a little bit bigger, so I can't make them side by side like I did in the last video, but hopefully you'll still get the idea. My first polynomial here is in the top left, and my second one, 2x squared minus 3x minus 2, is down in my bottom right. Scoot those up so that we can see them. Now, the only extra step you have to do for this problem is that subtraction means that I have to flip over all of my algebra tiles in that particular one. Now, it's not going to affect the first one at all, only the second one. So everything following this negative sign has to be flipped over. So these two x squareds need to be flipped. These three x's need to be flipped. And my two 1's need to be flipped as well, leaving me with negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 2. Now I can just combine my like terms. Put them all together. These two, 0 pair, go away. These two 0 pair go away. As you can see on these, my algebra tiles, nothing cancels. And let's put our 1's together. These two guys are going to go away as a 0 pair. These two go away as a 0 pair, leaving me with the answer of, let's write down here so you can see it, x squared plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7x, and then minus 2. Now, as you can see on that one, I didn't bother doing the first one as all positives. I wanted to go ahead and throw negatives in there. Okay, as such, I'm only going to have one example in this because it encompasses everything. Nothing is going to really change on this when we're doing it by hand. First thing that we did was we looked at it and we flipped over that entire second one, that entire second polynomial. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my first polynomial down again because nothing changed there. What I did was flip all these over, converting my subtraction to an addition problem. So to flip them over, I did 2x became negative 2x, negative 3x, 2x squared. Negative 3x became a positive 3x, and negative 2 became a positive 2. And now if you remember, what I did was I just took them after I flipped them and pushed them all together and found my 0 pairs. That's just the addition process. So whenever I go through, just like I did on addition, here's my x squareds, 3x squared minus 2x squared gives me an x squared. My x's, a positive 4x and a negative 3x make a 7x. Sorry, positive 4x and positive 3x. Now, I kind of covered it up, but that negative 4 and a positive 2 add together to give me a negative 2. So still working the exact same way. Remember, the only difference between subtraction and addition is you have to make this first step of, with the algebra tiles, flipping them over, or with the doing it by hand, distributing the negative sign. We've done distribution before. This one's just distributing the negative sign. Negative times 2 becomes negative 2. Negative times negative 3 becomes positive 3. And negative times negative 2 becomes positive 2. So the only extra step, distribute that negative sign and then add.